Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a really powerful idea from the Raft to Freedom program. It's all about how to truly, finally, let go of the patterns and compulsions that are causing us harm. Now, the whole program is built around this simple but brilliant framework, Raft. You can think of it like a 4-step map for your journey. First, you recognize the pain. Then you abandon what's causing it. From there, you find freedom. And finally, you train your mind to stay in that new, free space. In this explainer, we're really going to zoom in on that A in Raft, abandon. This is the second of what the program calls the 4 resolves, and it's all about learning a crucial skill. How do you let go of a harmful pattern after it's already got its hooks in you? But what does it really mean to abandon something? I mean, really? To make this crystal clear, the RAFT program uses this simple, super powerful metaphor that I want you to just visualize with me for a second.
Okay, so imagine you're holding a burning torch. And this torch, it isn't just fire. It represents one of those habits you have, one of those compulsions that, well, maybe it seemed like a good idea at first, but now it's just causing you pain.
So you're holding on to it and the flame is burning your skin. The heat is becoming unbearable, right? The smoke is stinging your eyes, and it's basically taking up all of your attention just to manage this constant, agonizing pain.
And then you just drop it. You let it fall. The program really wants us to think about this. What happens in that very first second? What is the immediate benefit?
Well, the relief is instant. It's total. That searing pain is just gone. Your hand, which was clenched and useless, is now free. The smoke clears, and you can breathe again, you can see again, and maybe most important of all, now that you've dropped the thing causing the burn, healing can finally begin.
So what's the whole point of this burning torch thing? Well, it perfectly highlights this crucial difference between two very, very different ideas. Just abstaining from something and truly abandoning it.
And this really gets to the heart of it. It's all about the story you're telling yourself. See, abstinence often feels like a constant struggle, this internal fight that's defined by the words, I can't. It's about feeling deprived, but true abandonment, that's a feeling of freedom. The whole story shifts from I can't to a calm, powerful I don't. It's a choice.
The RAFT program defines abandonment as a complete and total release. We're talking about casting out, banishing, rejecting the old way of life. Gotama, the Buddha, actually talked about this resolve. He said it's about generating the desire to abandon these unwholesome qualities and then actually making an effort to do it.
Okay, this all sounds great in theory, right? But how do we actually do it? When we feel those old habits creeping back in, the program calls them leaks in our raft, how do we patch the holes? Well, thankfully, the program gives us a really practical toolkit.
One of the core tools is this process called ELSA. You can think of it like a circuit breaker for those unhelpful impulses. So instead of just reacting, first you embrace the feeling. You just acknowledge it's there, no judgment. Then you let it go. You just allow the feeling to be there without pouring any more fuel on the fire. You aren't fighting it, you're just watching it. And as you do that, you'll start to see it stop. You'll notice that moment where it just naturally loses its power. And only then, from that quiet place, do you act. And there are other simple but really powerful techniques in the program. You can actually name a destructive thought to take away its power. That's Mara. You can use an acronym like SOBER to create a deliberate pause before you react. Or you can find just radical acceptance with a simple mantra. Right now, it's like this. The key idea behind all of these is the same. You don't have to fight the wave of craving. You can learn to surf it knowing that it will eventually pass.
And it's so important to remember this isn't some overnight fix. Learning to abandon these patterns that are so deeply ingrained, it's a gradual process. It's a journey, and it has distinct stages.
This journey is captured perfectly in this famous little story, autobiography in 5 short chapters. It goes like this. At first, we fall in a hole and we blame the world. Then, we see the hole, but we fall in anyway. After a while, our eyes are open, we know it's a habit, and we get out right away. Then we learn to see the hole and walk around it. But notice that last chapter. The real goal isn't just avoiding the hole, it's choosing to walk down a completely different street. And that is the ultimate takeaway here. True abandonment isn't about this lifelong struggle where you're constantly, cautiously tiptoeing around the same old problems. It's about building the freedom to choose a new path entirely. A path where that old hole just isn't even an issue anymore.
And what's absolutely fascinating is that this isn't just some nice idea, it's backed by science. every single time you walk down another street, you are literally strengthening new, healthier pathways in your brain. Through this amazing power of neuroplasticity, you are rewiring your brain for freedom, making that old path weaker and weaker over time.
Now, this entire framework, from the burning torch metaphor to all these practical tools, comes directly from the Raft to Freedom workbook. It's an incredible project developed by Dr. Catherine Jacob and Vince Collin.
And in what is just an incredible act of generosity, the authors are making the entire 67-chapter workbook available completely free, online, for anyone to use, to share, and to benefit from. It's amazing.
You can find the full workbook and learn so much more about this journey at rafttofreedom.org.
So, as we wrap things up, let's just circle back to where we started. I'll leave you with this question to reflect on. What burning torch are you ready to let go of?
And we'll leave you with this final thought attributed to Aristotle, which just perfectly captures the spirit of this journey. The resolve to abandon isn't about becoming empty or having no desires. It's about gaining the skill and the wisdom to master our inner world, and in doing that, finding true and lasting freedom.